Hi, and welcome to HUR at Home. You know, it's ladies' night. I got to play that theme song. Okay, coming up soon. We're going to play the theme song. But tonight, it's just all us, all bear, not literally, but the conversation will be. So let's get it started. All right, let's see. Who do I want to bring in first? I'll bring in Autumn Joy. Hi, Autumn. Welcome.
Hello,
You look so pretty.
Angela Stribling.
You're my sweetheart, and you're always giving us different looks. I'm loving the hair.
I mean, I got to switch it up for the girls. Got to switch it up.
Yes, we appreciate it. Kokalani, hello.
Hello.
Hey, girl.
Hi. Hey, girl. All right, now listen. It's either today or coming up really soon. Our girl Nina Brown is having a birthday. I'm not sure the exact day, but she's celebrating today. So we gave her the night off so she can turn up, and we'll toast her in a little bit on her behalf. However, we're not going to disappoint you because we brought in someone who we know you love because we had so much fun the last time she was on, and we love her so much. She's beautiful. She's uber talented. She's a superstar on many levels, and people love to hate her. We love her. Some, they love her too. They're just jealous. So nevertheless, despite all that, let's bring her on. Let's give her a round of applause. Candace Dillard Bassett, Real Housewives of Potomac.
Hello, gorgeous
you.
Ladies.
Hey, oh my gosh.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Gorgeous. Hey, girl. Hey, you look amazing. You always do.
Thank you. I did a little something for the ladies' night, you know.
I mean, this is all new.
Yes.
So, you know what? There's a lot to talk about. We only have 30 minutes, so we might as well jump on in. Is that all right, ladies?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, first of all, condolences to Nene Leakes and her family. Greg Leakes. Yes. What was he, 66 years old?
66 years young.
He just turned 66. His birthday was August 18th. So, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. That's so sad. And battled colon cancer for a long time. Honestly, I was so shocked because, you know, I mean, he was doing well and then had the relapses and then was doing well. Oh, my God.
No, it's so sad. I actually, surprisingly, I got really emotional and I had to ask myself why. I don't think I've ever met Greg. I've met Nene a few times and she was wonderful to me. She's super sweet, very kind. But when you think about it, we have grown up growing and experiencing life with Greg. And he's always been this sort of warm voice of reason, Pastor Leakes, as they referred to him, or Father Leakes, all of the names that you've seen everybody coming out and giving their condolences, the names that they had given him. He was just loved. So, you know, I had to remind myself of, wow, like we've really seen him over the last 10 to 12 years, I think, in our homes and in our families. So it feels like, you know, we've all lost someone. It's very sad. I feel really horrible sad for Nene. Yeah.
Shocking. Anyone else had a comment about that?
Well, no, I was just going to say pretty much what Candace said. You know, I don't think anybody that got around Greg or experienced him really had anything bad to say. And I think the one thing that we all, like Candace said, we grew and watched him on television, but we loved how he loved Nene. We loved how he loved on that strong, courageous Black woman that he did. Yes. And I feel like, you know, he was definitely the yin to her yang, the person that was really able to calm her down. And, you know, that was her love, the love of her life. He saw her for who she truly is as a woman. And we all know that's hard to find nowadays. So, you know, I really, like you, Candace, I was surprisingly emotional. I've never met Greg, but I was like, I had to shed a thug tear. Like, dang, Greg. You know, like,
not a thug tear.
A little thug tear.
Not a thug tear. A little, quick, you know, just one.
Yeah. Just a little dab. Yeah. It's going to be a long road for Nene and for the,
God.
You know, it just grieving him. And you could tell I think that she's been grieving him. She's been sort of going through a lot of ebbs and flows emotionally in and out of the press. So this is definitely something that I think that she was expecting. And then it was shocking a few days ago when she came out and said that he was dying. I don't think that anybody thought it was coming so soon.
Yeah.
So it's so sad. It's devastating. Yeah.
You know, we've got Jeff Bradshaw in the comment section. I mean, uber talented trombonist extraordinaire. Do you know Jeff? Candace,
Hi,
you and
Jeff.
Jeff need to do something together.
A collaboration,
I'm
perhaps.
just saying,
Yes.
collaboration,
Yeah.
perhaps. But yeah,
Yes.
he's got prayers up. Hey,
Hi, Jeff.
Isabella from Dubai.
Hey,
Doc.
Dubai.
Hey, Gigi. God, thank you guys so much. David says hello. So, okay, moving on. This is kind of ridiculous. I don't know if it's serious or not. But what I want everybody to weigh in on this, the couple who had a wedding and then the people who RSVP'd and they checked in with them a couple times and the people said, yeah, we're coming. They didn't come. This couple invoiced them $240 per person, be it real or imagined. What do you think? Is it petty or is it something that you think should be a thing?
Well, Candace, you got married, so you know how that
Yes.
is. So speak on it from what you go through in the art, because don't you have to narrow the list down to the people who you want? So when you're cutting people out, and look at me,
Yes.
I've never been married, but I'm just asking you because you're fresh in it. So tell
Yeah.
everybody your viewpoint of what you went through and what your viewpoint is.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So Chris and I just celebrated 3 years on August 11th.
Oh,
And
happy
thank you.
anniversary.
Seems like yesterday.
Thank you. I know, it feels like it
that's
just happened.
wonderful.
Yes, so we were actually in Atlanta and we went to Chateau Elan for our anniversary for the weekend and had an amazing time. But yeah, no, when we were planning our wedding, we both have huge families. We both have a lot of friends individually and together. Our initial guest list was 400 and something people. Yeah. And we had to cut that down to about 265. And that was painful because everybody that was on the list, I wanted to be there. So then when you're cutting that list down, you're thinking about who will really show up and who is worth this, $250 to $500 you're spending per plate. And when you put that number together, it's not just the food. You're taking the cost of the entire wedding. So the plates, the forks, we had trees, honey, at our wedding.
Oh, it fabulous
The
on
linen, the entertainment, that's everything. So you break that number down, that can be, but like I said, between $200 and $500 per person. And my wedding planner said to me, just think about whoever you're inviting to your wedding. Imagine that when they come in the door, you're giving each of those people $300 to $500 cash, because that's essentially what you're doing. You're giving them a free meal, free entertainment. We had open bar. We were giving them free liquor.
Open bar?
People, yes, it was. Yeah,
You did it right.
We gave a wedding, and so I think everyone showed up to our wedding. But if someone RSVP'd and did not show up, I don't think I'd be petty enough to invoice them, but I would want to. And I'd probably side-eye them and send them, a passive aggressive text and say, we missed you, but with, some undertones to it.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I actually talked about this on my show the other day for Talk to Me Tuesday, and people went in on this topic. Just really, it was like a destination wedding, and destination weddings aren't cheap.
Nope.
Right.
And so I came up with the idea. I was like, why don't people put some sort of like clause or something at the bottom of the invitation that says, look, if you don't show up, you will be
invoiced X amount of dollars.
Is that tacky? I don't think that's tacky. I mean, maybe put it on the back of the invite or maybe like a little insert.
Yes. Yeah. Add an extra
I
sheet
don't
of paper.
know. I mean, yeah. But I'm sure some other people were saying that if you can't afford to have the wedding, just don't have the wedding.
But then also, if you're going to say yes, because I think there's the RSVP and then there's a final head count and then there's you're coming.
Right.
And so if you're not coming, but I did have a conversation with someone and they were like, well, as long as they, if they didn't call and didn't show, was their gift over $300? Now, what do you think about, now if they didn't show, but they're like, but did you get that $500 gift though?
All is forgiven.
Okay.
Right.
All is forgiven.
Yes.
Got a nice Keurig.
I like that.
Right.
Honestly, I like
That's
all
good. I like
three of
that,
those.
Coco.
I like, just there is a cost. you know, and I wouldn't mind sending a little sweet but shady note to you, letting you know I see you. I know what you did there. And I mean, why not put a little clause, even if you're going to go through with it or not, but just to kind of let them know this is important. And, you know, Candace, you said, and we watched you painfully whittle down your list. We watched you on TV doing that. Yeah. And it was obvious. I mean, that's hard because you start off with the people you really want to share this.
Want to be there.
One of the most important events
of your life.
You want them to be there. So then you whittle it down to the special people.
Right. And you expect the special people to be present, or at least let me know why. And if you're not present, it needs to be because, you know, you lost a limb, you got stuck in the ditch on the way. You know, a gnome came and swept you away and took you to a faraway land. I need a good reason for you to not be
The ditch thing might not work. I need you to climb out of that ditch.
Yes. Call an Uber
look how you
and come to the wedding.
Yeah. I like those destination weddings. Don't you think the destination weddings kind of cancel out who really is going to come in the first place? Because some people be like, girl, you know I'm not flying over there. So just stay. Because when it's in the local area, everybody's like, well, what are you talking about? I'm driving by the church. But I didn't get to go in, but I'm driving by blowing the horn. But, you know, I think that's a good cancellation when you have it outside.
A lot of people will have destination weddings because they don't want a lot of people to come. It's sort of a deterrent to keep your numbers down. I've had a lot of friends who've purposely done that because I don't want all these people. I don't want all my mama's cousins and sisters and friends to come to the wedding. So I'm just going to, you know, go to Jamaica because that will guarantee that my wedding will have 50 people instead of 200 people.
Yeah.
And then they normally do a big reception when they get back, right?
Right. Yeah. A big party later on.
Right. Okay.
It's cost effective. Honestly, it's not a bad idea. It's cost effective. Yeah. Okay. So can we talk about R. Kelly?
If we must.
Oh my gosh. So just to set this up, you know, the trial is going on and some things are coming out. Like today, we might have to grab our beverages, be they alcoholic or not. I need something. Yeah. So somebody came out today and said, okay, you know, it's not only the young girls that R. Kelly went after, he went after the young boys. And then they went on to, you know, describe, one of the boys went on to describe what happened, how he would ring a bell and a naked woman, you know, this was just one of the things, naked woman shows up and services him and the little boy. And then R. Kelly, you know, went and I guess serviced the boy as well. Allegedly, because
allegedly,
right. It's all alleged because, you know, I mean, what we've learned with a lot of the celebrities coming out, sometimes people do come out and they're just crazy and they have a story and it may or may not be true. But anyway, this did come out today. It came out in the trial. They're on the witness stand. So, you know, we're hoping they're not going to perjure themselves.
That they're telling the truth.
But, that they're telling the truth. So anyway, thoughts?
Well, I was going to say he kind of, not that this makes it any better, but he kind of prefaced it in saying that R. Kelly, he wanted to be in the music industry. And R. Kelly said, what are you willing to do to be in the music industry? So what?
That's even worse.
Right. It's worse. It was a Harvey Weinstein type thing. But it wasn't like he just grabbed the boy off the street. And, you know, this was trying to do some barter stuff. But go ahead, you guys.
And it was that same story. I'm sorry, but to piggyback on that, that was the same thing. He was like killing the girls' dreams too, because a lot of those young girls wanted to be singers.
Right. Yeah. No, I think at the end of the day, if we've learned nothing else from the debacle that is R. Kelly at this moment, is that he is severely mentally ill. He has exhibited traits of someone who is not well and should not be making decisions for himself and really should not be allowed to run amok and run free in society. He needs to be, you know,
I agree with that.
Put away, you know, and maybe jail is not the best place for him. Maybe some sort of mental institution. I don't know. He needs to be sequestered away somewhere where he can get help and not be free to roam and you know, take anyone else's daughters underneath a boxing ring and bring them out at the sound of a bell, or sons at the sound of a bell. You know, it's mind blowing and crazy to me. And we were saying earlier, that every day it seems like there's a new version of a story that comes out about something else that he's done as this trial moves on and continues on. And I've tuned it out after the documentary came out. I got what I needed to get. I made my decision about who I thought he was, and I moved on from it. So I don't even really keep up with the trial anymore. It's too much. It's entirely too much. But it's just painful to see all of the things that were missed and all of the people that have been negatively affected by this powerful man.
Yeah. And just to kind of piggyback off of what Candace was saying, you know, I wish I could tune it out, but you know, my Hollywood crunch, it's like I look at my trending topics, it's between him and Kanye. They're like the most talked about people right now. But I do want to just point out, you know, we need to hold the people that were around R. Kelly accountable as well, because these were the people that were escorting the girls into the room, going to get the girls,
and the parents who let them stay there. There were some parents who dropped them off and willingly did it. So, you know.
Yeah. So all of that. And then what's even more disturbing is just hearing the stories about Aaliyah that are coming out. You know, we now know that she was 12 years old when he began his sexual relationship with her. She did end up getting pregnant by him. You know, the guy that officiated their wedding, he finally spoke out for the first time ever and talked about how he had no idea that was R. Kelly and Aaliyah. They tried to get him to sign some sort of confidentiality agreement. He was like, this doesn't even look real. Absolutely not. He talked about their outfits. They had on matching windbreaker suits with the it's just like, this man is so, like Candace said, he has mental issues. And honestly, as much of a monster as I think he is, I don't think jail is going to be the proper place for him. He needs to be in a mental rehabilitation, just like
Candace said.
Some sort of situation, and literally in the white jacket with all the crazies, because that's where that's who he is. He's a monster. And so again, you know, as we celebrated you know, Aaliyah's the 20th anniversary of her passing, and with all of this going on, you just can't help to think like, dang, like Aaliyah really was going through it at such a young age with this man.
And we never knew.
You know, so like Candace said, I think he needs to be locked up under the jail, girl. But bump all that
and get some help. I mean, and you know, when you think about the narcissistic personality disorder, you know, he doesn't even know that he's a problem. He's thinking he's entitled to everything. You know, I'm the king, I'm the god. And
the girls wanted it.
If you want to, they wanted it. You know, he probably thinks the boys want it. Everybody wants it. Everybody wants him. You know, and he can't even help himself. Even in that, remember that interview he did
with Gayle King? Oh my God, and I was just thinking that.
So he couldn't he was losing it. He couldn't help himself and felt he had the right to intimidate her.
Yes.
You're on national television.
Right. With one of the most respected journalists, you know, in daytime TV, and you're disrespecting her and screaming like a wild banshee as if she's going to flinch. And I just love how she sat there, and there are so many memes of her doing that. Robert.
Right. Robert. Oh gosh. My respect for her went even higher after that interview. So I mean, you know, I guess we can pray for him. I mean, he's one of God's children.
And I will say something. I will just say, you know, I've known R. Kelly, knew Aaliyah back in the 90s. I used to be in Philly. R. Kelly used to come to Philly a lot and record at the studios down there. And so I've known him, not, you know, at the very beginning with public announcement, but he used to come to Philly a lot. He used to come by the station and do different things like that. So I do understand that there was probably a team around him. But the one thing that I don't like as a believer and understanding that everybody has faults is people are calling the acts that he did were monstrous. Everybody does bad things. But don't call the person bad, because when you call the person, you're saying that they have no ability to change. And if you are a believer, you understand that everybody falls down. I mean, if we look in the Bible, 2/3 of the New Testament was written by Paul, and he killed so many Christians. So if we were to say, well, Paul killed Christians and he did this and that, how are we going to take his New Testament? And, you know, so if you are a believer, you already know about Paul and all this stuff, because he was a Roman, a Pharisee, and he did all that. So for people to get on their judgment blocks and say, oh, he's a monster, he needs to be thrown under jail. And I respect everyone's opinion, but I also know that everybody has the ability to evolve. Everyone has the ability to learn. This can be a story that he can write, and he can be that. I'm not saying that he will be, but I'm saying that he has to have the opportunity to grow. Just like people threw down Bill Cosby, they throw down so many people, but there are other people who people give the ability to grow and to recoup. And I'm seeing it with our group of people. And I'm not saying anything wrong, but I'm saying when the documentary came out, I'm saying, what did he do in the last 10 years or the last 5 years? The documentary went off.
But Kokalani,
I'm not justifying.
No, but listen, I just want to interject.
But I'm just going to say, let me just finish this real quick, and then I'm going to let you say it. But if everybody made a movie about the things that everyone has done, are we? And I'm saying he needs to go and he needs to serve his time and do everything that he does. But for people to just cast him out, like even when people are like his music, those are hits that were, you know. And you can be a druggie making music. Are we going to count people's music out? Well, he was high on meth when he did that. I don't support that. The music is the music. He's written for so many people and for people. And I don't care what people say. I've been like in the music industry for 25 years, and I was there when we played music. Him, Michael Jackson, all those things, and they wanted to cancel Michael Jackson out when those allegations came out. He didn't have a movie, but the movies came out afterwards. And so how will we do that? We're going to cancel the Jackson vibe. We're going to cancel all that stuff. So I'm saying be mad at the act and don't condone the act, but the person, you always got to allow for the person to grow as long as he's still living. That's all I have to say.
And I just wanted to interject that I agree with that. However, I mean, I agree that, you know, you can't say the guy is a monster. However, there are people who do terrible things, and a lot of these people need professional help.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's what we're all saying. We're all saying that. We're saying that.
I'm just saying,
no, I'm not going to play his music if he's, you know, raped these people just on principle. If I were in control of elevating what you do for a living or not.
I like what David Benjamin Eccles said. I think they stopped the music to control his money.
I think that
same thing with Cosby.
Well, no, it's different. It's different with him because a lot of these songs allegedly were written about some of these young girls. He's a musical genius. He's a lyricist. He writes. His hits are incredible. We can't take that away from him. But when I think about the fact that when he was writing a lot of this music, he was, you know, hanging out with and you know, allowing these women to be in his atmosphere and abusing them. And he was writing these songs about underage girls and about abusing them. So it makes it's different. I can't listen to the music the same way. Now, I'm not saying that when it comes on, my immediate reaction is not to start bopping because that's what we've done our whole lives at the cookout. But when I think about it, it does change my ability to be able to listen to an entire catalog because I'm thinking about who he was thinking about when he wrote these songs.
But do we do that
with maybe in pain?
And I understand that, and I completely understand where your viewpoint is coming from. But I'm saying, do we know where everyone was at when they were writing songs? And I'm not saying I think we don't. I think I think he needs help, but there's so many people that for people to cast the song and cancel people out, give the brother help. Show how he's run, but if you just put him in the room and don't allow him to be that Paul that, you know, and I'm not trying to put him on the same thing, but he who without sins cast the first song.
Yeah,
that's very true. I think he needs.
Autumn was going to say something.
When I think about the victims, I think about my nieces. I think about, you know, my niece Savannah is almost 12, and at that age, R. Kelly was having sex with Aaliyah. Yeah. And so I hear what you're saying. And it's so for me, it's hard to separate because I saw somebody in the comments say he had a choice. When that interviewer asked him, how young are we talking? He knew exactly what he was doing. Yeah. And so he knows that as a grown man, inserting your situation into an underage child is that's not right. Like something there just, you know, and I get it. Other people have done it, but other people's stuff didn't get aired out like his, unfortunately.
Right. So, when you know better, you do better.
Exactly. Yeah.
And if they're not even, there haven't been Here's there. Roger R.W. James says there are quite a few musical acts in history who were inspired by situations or things that we would never believe, or we would be stunned. But yet, of course, we listen to it. I mean, and again,
but we don't know. We don't know.
No,
we
can't
know.
But he needs help while he's in jail. We just cast
I
his stones at him.
I agree with that.
Everybody's just doing that. You know,
we're all saying the same thing. He needs help.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a pedophile, I'm sorry,
Allegedly.
I can't sell. If you're allegedly a pedophile, I'm not going to celebrate you. I'm not going to elevate you in any way. And I am going to keep you away from everybody I care about.
Did you feel that way about Michael Jackson when they allegedly came out with that thing that Oprah Winfrey did? Same thing. Did you cancel him out, or was it different? Because it wasn't.
It was different.
It
was different for me.
It was very different.
That was more hurtful, though.
I don't think Michael Jackson was this monster that these people
I don't either.
out to be.
I don't either.
You
But
know,
again,
like,
that was a movie.
There was the documentary.
Right.
The documentary about him, he knew what he was doing. The documentary that talked about him having rooms inside of rooms so that he could conceal the things that he was doing tells me that he knew what he was doing. And I love Michael Jackson as an artist. I'm just saying that the evidence is damning.
Well,
and
also, sorry, really quickly. How
go
many
ahead.
of the people that did that first documentary came back and recanted their
They
story?
came.
It was at
They
least
came
two
back
that
and
came back and said,
recanted.
actually,
That
I got
part.
paid. So that's why it's like you can't really believe when it comes to black men in this industry that literally are like gods to so many people. There is an agenda 9 times out of 10 to bring them down. I just think that when it came to Michael Jackson, he just never had that childhood. So he just was being an adult.
But see how we get, and the same thing with R. Kelly when you hear his stuff. He didn't have that child. I mean, it's the same thing. We're weighing because that's what when people said about the R. Kelly. Not that I'm defending it, but they said that he.
There's proof
that he had.
got,
no, I'm saying they said that he was
pregnant.
molested while he was a kid. That's what they were saying. That he had stuff going on when he was a kid. So it's like. But like I'm saying, I think we're all saying the same thing.
In different ways.
Right.
Yeah, I get it. You know, the whole being molested when you're younger, I understand that. I was molested when I was younger. I would never turn around and take that out on somebody else. So I get it. I hear people say, oh, there was something wrong with him. Something happened. All right, cool. But as an adult, you make a decision. There comes a point in your life where you're like, you know what? I don't want to do that. I do not want history to repeat itself. I remember how it made me feel. I hated being around that person. I cringed. So I don't want anybody else to feel like that.
Right.
So at the end
let
of the
them
day,
get help. Let them get help
and all of that. But as an adult, you make a choice. You decide what you're going to do. And R. Kelly and maybe Michael Jackson absolutely decided that they wanted to do and take that path. And it just so happened that R. Kelly's situation, the world found out about it, and there's actual proof about it. The video that we all watched back in the 90s of him having sex with that underage girl. We all saw that. So there's definitely proof there when it comes to R. Kelly. And yes, he's a monster. Does he need help? Absolutely.
But I'm just saying
his acts are monstrous.
We can't. The acts are monstrous, right? He's not the monster. The acts are monstrous, but
he's absolutely a monster. Come on now, like I don't understand as women why we're sitting here like not calling a man who continually had sex with underage women not a monster.
But if we're going to talk about the trauma, you spoke about the trauma and the fact that his trauma was the catalyst for him then going on to molest these women.
Everyone needs to address that.
He does, but everyone comes at their trauma in a different way. Everyone's trauma affects them differently. Autumn Joy, you talked about your situation and being molested. That was your situation, and thank God that you were able to use what happened to you to become a better woman and be sitting here today. Everyone doesn't have that same journey. I think some people don't have the guidance or, just the right path to get them out of just the perils that trauma can take you through. Everybody's trauma is different. So what you went through, while it's similar, your path to get out of your trauma was different. I think that has to be taken into account.
I made a choice not to continue on with that cycle. He didn't. So that's why I'm saying.
But nobody ever called him up on it. And I think that's the thing that Autumn, you said at the beginning. R. Kelly did monstrous act, but there was a team around him for years that helped.
That needs to be held accountable. I never separated him from being a monster.
Mental capacity too.
Right.
You got to take into account mental capacity. You were mentally capable of deciding that this is wrong. You understood right from wrong. There are certain people who have certain types of mental illness that they don't necessarily know where that line is. Or they, you know, because of whatever they're going through,
because of
they're
their
unable
illness.
to see the line. Yes. Yeah. That has to be taken into account. And I'm not making excuses, but those are just facts. Those are facts about mental health.
And to the point of R. Kelly and everybody else who suffers from whatever it is, I'm certainly no doctor. I don't know what to call it, you know, they need help. And
they need help.
You know, again, he's had many years of just being insulated and people even going out and getting his prey. So he needs more help than maybe the average person, you know, does. So, you know, I know we're running out of time. And Candace, before we let you go, we just so appreciate you being here. And I just wanted to talk really quickly about your music career. I mean, and movie career and just all the stuff that you're doing. First of all, I mean, you're holding it down on Real Housewives of Potomac. And I watched it this last Sunday. And some of the ladies were, I guess, auditioning for your video. And, you know, by now, I'm sure it's already, you know, it's past that. But since it's not in real time. But tell us about your music industry, your career right now, starting with, I know that Chucky Thompson, you were close to him.
Yes.
And he was going to sign you. I thought about you instantly.
Yeah, no, first of all, I have to send out a huge hug and a warm hug to Chucky Thompson's family, to his children, to everyone that knew him and loved him. He took a chance on a song and on a person that he knew nothing about, and was able to help me and give me my first big hit. So I See You was originally a ballad that I wrote for my husband for our wedding. And it was actually DJ Iron of WHUR that got the song to Chucky. We love Iron. And he vouched for me and got Chucky to give it a listen. And we remixed it into the go-go hit that everybody knows today, that's still played on HUR all the time.
Yes.
And I love you all for that. And so when he asked me to come on board and be a part of his label, if you watched the show, you saw that I was shocked. But it ended up not working out. I was shocked to tears, per usual. I don't have a tissue right now, but per usual, I was shocked to tears. And but it ended up not working out with the label situation. But we still remained very good friends. I just worked on a documentary with Chucky right before his passing. So I'm still in disbelief that he's not with us. All of the talent and the gifts that he gave us, but all of the gifts and the talents that we will never get to hear from him because he's gone too soon, if you ask me. I'm forever indebted to him. And I know that he would be really I let him hear some of my impending album, and he had a lot of great things to say about it. My new single that will be coming out on Friday is called Benefits.
Yes.
That will be out on all streaming platforms. You can actually go and pre-order that now at the links in all of my bios on Twitter and Instagram. And it's an R&B song. It's a song
sexy.
About it's a sexy song. It's something that I think could be played on HUR. Hint, hint.
Especially Pillow Talk.
It's a song I think that everybody can relate to. It speaks to the situationship of it all. So anytime you've been in a situation where you're with someone who wants the benefits of your presence, of your physicality, of whatever it is that you give them, but they don't want the relationship.
What?
And it's a song about how you listen you just want the benefits, honey, but you don't want this relationship. So what I say is you can be dismissed, because what I won't do is put up with your bleep. Yes.
How about that? So, okay. So that drops on Friday. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Let everybody know where they can connect with you and follow your career and get all your music. Of course, Take Back, we love as well.
Drive Back. Yes.
Drive Back.
Yes.
I love the whole concept of that. Just, driving back to your, we all drive back if it's the right one.
If it's the right one, you drive back. If it's the wrong one,
you drive back. Just
Drive
keep it
forward.
moving.
Yes.
Just keep
Yes.
driving. But
Yes.
Candace, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, ladies.
Oh, you're awesome. We want you to come back again and again and again. And I do want to talk to you about being on Pillow Talk, and we can play your song and just let everybody know about benefits.
I am there.
It's so perfect. All right, ladies, we're going to bring you in one by one to say your good nights. And Candace, we'll start with you. And Robin is just going to bring you on, and you can tell everybody how they can connect with you on social media.
Yes. So first of all, I have to thank everyone who has downloaded and streamed and watched Drive Back, which is my new single. And please prepare themselves to download and stream and watch the video for Benefits, which drops on Friday. You can follow me on Instagram at CandyGal09, on Twitter at TheRealCandace. I'm working on getting those synced, but it's not happening yet. And look out for the album, which drops on September 24th. The album release party is on the 25th. There will be tickets going out for that very soon. And I'm just really excited for you guys to hear the full body of work and vibe to it into the winter.
Woo! Oh my gosh, we're all excited. So check it out. Drive Back. We're playing it all the time on WHUR, not to be confused with Take Back. Sorry about that, Candace. But I love the song, and I got a chance to preview Benefits, and I love that one too. It is so sexy. Woo! All right, so Autumn Joy is going to let you know what she's got going on. Come on, girl.
Hey guys, catch me Monday through Friday, 10 to 3. Good night.
At Autumn Joy Live. Okay. And Kokalani, what's going on with you?
Hello, everyone. Well, make sure you tune in on Saturday. I'll be on from 12 to 5. And we have actually, this weekend, we are kicking it off. It's a Labor Day weekend. We're going to be mixing it up with DJ Weezy. So he's going to be mixing for the entire show. But at 4 o'clock, we're going to be doing something special. Because you know what Saturday is, Angela, Autumn, and Candace? Saturday is B-Day, September 4th, Beyonce's birthday. So instead of doing the normal 4 p.m. face-off that we typically do at 4 o'clock, we will be doing a Beyonce mix. So it'll be all Beyonce, Beehive. Make sure you tune in. And don't forget, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Kokalani. That's Cokalani.
Ooh, I love that. B-Day. All right. Saturday, we have to celebrate. I'll be listening as usual. Thank you, ladies. It's always fun. It's, no fun at all without you. And thank you again to Candace Dillard Bassett. Or she says Bassett. But she's so amazing. I love her energy, and she always just brings it. So we'll have her back very soon. But did you hear her when she said her new song, Benefits, drops on Friday? So make sure you keep listening out for that. And right here tomorrow night at 9 o'clock, I get to talk with Kanya Doss. I love that woman too. So make sure you don't miss it. That's right here, 9 p.m. on all of the WHUR platforms. That's our Facebook page, our YouTube page, and WHUR.com. Feel free to follow me at Angela Stribling on all platforms, and of course at WHUR-FM. Have a great night.